Sean Dylan Kelly are on row 9. And bringing up the rear, we have Kevin Takubo, Marcus Ramirez, Zonta van den Goldberg, and the departing Nicolo Antonelli.
Away, great start from pole position. He sweeps to the left-hand side of the circuit there, doesn't he? The poleman Alonso Lopez, quickly followed by the man second, Pedro Acosta, who's got a really good launch off the line. Tony of that moment last night, he got the perfect launch, dropped the clutch at the ideal time there. Now he's already trying to find a way through Antonio Arbolino. Oh, that was Aldegate, very aggressive on the inside of Fernandez. He picked
wide, he's got to try and go through quickly, but he stays behind, so he's got a rider between himself and Agura at this stage of the race.
Yeah, it's deceptive that, isn't it? It's that wider line that the Bosca scorer needs to take through some of these high. Now for Augusto Fernandez, yellow flags are out in the 4th sector. We're about to get lap number 1 completed here, and our Moto 2 title decider. Is it going to be Lopez or Acosta that leads over?
And Agura through to second now as he takes advantage of that. That's not going to be good news for Augusto Fernandez. If Agura finishes in second in this Grand Prix, Fernandez has
to fall for the Corsi crash in the opening lap. Back with the action here. You can't take your eyes off this Moto 2 battle, can you, early on here in Valencia then? As it stands, it's Tony Arbolino.
Weekend, if they were able to stretch this leading group out and leave Agura down in 3rd, that limits his opportunities to try and win the World Championship. Fernandez will be relieved now that he's dealt with Ferdinand.
Isn't it now for Augusto Fernandez, trying to work out exactly how the championship sits? Well, we can tell him on screens, nothing between them, just half a point as it stands right now. The yellow flags are out in sector 2, trying to find out who's tumbling down our timing tower. There's breathing space here now for Augusto Fernandez because he's nearly a second clear of
5th would be enough, but Cameron Beaubier, as you say, is zeroing in on the back of this train. Beaubier showed good early pace in the Australian Grand Prix before fading later on, but this is on. The championship lead would change hands.
Beaubier bother coming then for Fernandez very, very shortly. They attack into the Mick Doohan corner. 2-2. Oh, out of shape there was Beaubier. He did really well to have Aula on that last lap. Without question, the biggest mistake of his Grand Prix career, when he had a safe 20 points in his pocket to come into this title decider in Valencia with a pretty healthy.
Happened for a few laps, hasn't it? Lopez out of the Grand Prix and crucially promotes Fernandez up a place. He's now into 4th.
Yeah, you can see he's absolutely devastated there, crestfallen. Arbolino just starting to stretch his legs here at the front of this Grand Prix. A 1:35.338, which was almost matched by Agura in 2nd place, but Arbolino has it by nearly 5.
Chantra, as we look at the pace of this leading group, Arbolino and Agura neck and neck on pace. In fact, the top 4 were all in the 1:35.3s. Beaubier a 10th faster than Augusto.
Invested in this battle as he starts charging towards the podium here on the number 6 bike. We're looking back from our current World Championship leader, Augusto Fernandez. This is Cambo.
It's his final Moto 2 Grand Prix before he returns to America for next season. He'll want to sign off with a podium if he can, because he's not had one yet in Moto 2, and now he goes at the inside of Augusto.
950. Fernandez can see everything unfolding ahead of him. He doesn't need to hit the panic button right now. As we said, he'll be doing the mental arithmetic right now just to try and calculate.
Ringing through his head at the moment as he tries to figure out what's going on. Arbolino looks like he's lost a little bit of his advantage so far on this lap. Agura closing in. That's the strategy really for Agura as he comes
out. Stuff here between Arbolino and Agura again, just as it was in Sepang 2 weeks ago. Both wheels sideways. Beaubier's gone down. Well, that's going to suddenly ends in the gravel.
Agura's World Championship flashed before his eyes there. It looked as for all the world, didn't it? As if he was going to make contact with the rear wheel of Tony Arbolino. It was Arbolino that
he's been wanting the end of this 2022 World Championship for quite some time. What a horrendous second half of the season for the Italian. Looked like a world title contender, didn't he? The top 3 in a turn number 14. A bit of a gap then back down to Augusto Fernandez, who's had the pressure eased on him somewhat after Cambobier's mistake on the previous lap into turn number and Gian Zarco. Now then this, oh no, Agura's got down, and that is it. That is game over. The Moto 2 World Championship is gone. Augusto Fernandez, congratulations to him. He's the 2022 Moto 2 World Champion.
And he doesn't need to finish this Grand Prix now.
He lost that so early. Almost as soon as he started tipping in and squeezing the brakes. Look at that. You don't see that crash that early, do you, going into turn 8? It happened to win the Moto 2 Championship. Utter despair and dejection for Idemitsu Honda Team Asia. He's put up a fantastic fight for glory this year in
to Acosta. Not just the fact that he applied the pressure, but all those overtakes, they were bold, they were aggressive, but crucially, they were clean. It was a clean battle, an exciting battle between Acosta
and Fernandez. The luxury position of being able to just cruise around here, because whatever happens, It's immaterial. He is our new Moto2 world champion.
Fernandez, but of course with Lopez out of the race, Pedro Acosta only needs to score 4 points now here today to secure the Rookie of the Year prize in Moto2. And of course Augusto Fernandez is now
going to be Moto2 kings again in 2022. They did it here with Remy Gardner 1 year ago when he beat his teammate in the replicating Maya squad, Ralph Fernandez.
Gura returns to the Honda Team Asia trucks. Aaron Canet's running in 4th at the moment. He's not closing in on this top 3. He's lapping in the high 35s. He's coming under a bit of pressure, of course, having started down in 15th on the grid.
Cracking ride this by Tony Arbolino. He looked lost yesterday morning in FP3, missed out on a place directly in Q1. Costa and Augusto Fernandez.
Yeah, his pace is just dropping off a little bit at this stage of the race. Is Arbolino after that incredible electric start to the Grand Prix. He did a 1:35 into the lead ahead of Arbolino.
Yeah, listen to the support, the roar from the Valencia crowd. They want to see a home crowd hero win this final Grand Prix of 2022. Niagara to win this world championship. Well, Augusto Fernandez crashed out, didn't he, in Phillip Island to lose the world championship lead. That was followed by double DNS then for Agura in Phillip Island. 3.5 laps of his Grand Prix career as he can just ease around to title glory. So shout out to Tony Arbolino's
experienced and least experienced going head to head there in a battle for 12th. Schrotter, of course, departed.
Half race pace to go with the 2 replicating Ios ahead of him. Aaron Canet, he's going to be locked and loaded for 3rd place overall in the championship. And there's going to be, he's 5th right now, 2 seconds behind Canet, but almost 1.5 seconds clear of Somkiat Chantry, who's worked his way through on Alberto Reynos over the last
free with the asphalt